Hi everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode of Trip Around the Multiverse with your host, the the Kung Fu Master who went back in time to fight Hitler, but Hitler went to the future. Then I ended up in Jurassic Viking times. Kyle Charles,
Okay. And the man of many ethnicities, CY Chung.
and in this episode, it's sort of a special episode. I got a message from a friend asking from his friend if we could review a short film he made called Encounter at Boundless. It's a
Yeah.
new film.
So what we decided as well, if we're going to review short films, to just stack another two short films there.
Yeah.
One of them is Kung Fury, which you suggested,
Yep.
and the other one is Multi-Facial with our man Vinny D.
Yeah, man. The God.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I was told by my friend.
Yeah.
This is before he went mainstream. Yeah, before he breakout. This is like the best acting he's done.
I would have to agree.
Yeah, but we'll get to that when we do it in order. What order are we going to go?
What order did you watch it in? Because I watched Multi-Facial first, then Kung Fury, and then Endless Bounds.
And Kev had Boundless, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you put that one in the movie, in the middle.
Yeah. All right, I watched Encounter at Boundless first, Multi-Facial, and then Kung Fury.
Okay. Should we do Multi-Facial first?
Yeah, might as well, because we already started discussing it. Now, let me point out this, right?
Yeah.
If he was in Triple X Multi-Facial, this would have been a completely different style of film, right?
Yeah.
So lucky, but I think the title's a bit odd as well. I know it is exactly what it is, right?
Yeah, I know what it's going for. Well,
yeah. So basically, our man Vin Diesel, about 27 here.
Yeah, it's like 95, isn't it? So I think it's like 27, yeah.
Starts off this film with a very good act, I will say this, right? He's got a little audition piece he's doing where he's acting like a Italian Guido, you know.
Yeah.
What's the equivalent of Italian, like what, mouthy...
A muscle head, basically, yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
And he's telling the story about... And as he's telling the story as the character, not the character he's playing, as the character of the Guido...
Yeah.
He's got these body movements and stuff like that where he's kind of telling it as a show off.
Yeah.
And then he says stuff, backtracks, and then re-says stuff. And I was like, oh, that's actually very natural as well. Because it happens all the time in conversation. And then he talks about the... alternative lifestyle gentleman.
Yeah.
I don't want to say it the way he said it, right?
No,
because
it's
he
quite
said it straight up offensive, right?
Yeah.
But he like that's actually part of the thing.
Yeah.
Anyways, and how he beats him up. Then he's saying, "Oh, this guy," and then he does lip wrist as he's doing it as well.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, you know what? Yeah, that's actually really good because nowadays you'd never do that.
No.
Right. But it just showed like in the small little intro piece at the beginning for his audition that he's telling the story.
Yeah.
He's actually a very flexible actor.
Yeah.
And then he's telling how he thought the alternative lifestyle gentleman was making eyes at his woman. So he slaps him across the head and is going to smash him with a wine bowl or something.
Yeah. Wine bowl.
And then it turns out, that the guy's boyfriend runs over to him. And the story goes, he's like, oh, sorry. And he gives them money.
Yeah.
To pay for the meal. And then he slaps his woman across the face.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he goes, I don't know why she didn't call me no more and stuff like that. And it's like, yeah. But as a piece, and then it shows that he's talking to a bunch of a panel, an audition panel. I was like, you know what? And then he drops the act as they're asking him actual questions, and I was like, oh, okay, because this is not how he's going to act in the rest of this film. And then he goes on a phone call right after that, basically saying to his advisor, whoever it was, right, his friend.
Yeah.
The guy who gave him that monologue, and he goes, it's very offensive. I don't think they're going to call me back and stuff like that.
Because how he says it as well, it was like he didn't feel comfortable. He didn't feel comfortable doing it. He was like, "Yeah, I don't think
could have just adjusted to certain things.
Yeah.
Did I have to say this? Did I have to do that? But yeah,
yeah.
I was like, oh, that boy's actually giving it.
Yeah.
He's not acting as the ultimate tough guy that he'd later be known as.
No, he's very down to earth.
Yeah,
and relatable in a way.
Yeah. Well, see. Yes, because here he acts like Guido. In his audition, he acts like Guido. In the rest of the film, he acts like a guy who's just trying to
get by, get jobs. Yeah.
Yeah, and then later on, we had to do his final audition. He does a rap, right? They ask him to do a rap, and he does one. And then then they ask him to do a monologue, and he sits down, and he just kind of in the darkness, just doing his monologue about his father, his father being an actor, a black actor. And how he wanted his son to be not just a good black actor, but just a good actor. Yeah. Like, transcend race kind of thing, Don't pigeonhole yourself in that position just when you're racist. Which is good, because, actually, you know what's funny? When they adjusted the light, I was like, okay, he could pass as quite many races,
Yeah. That's what I was like.
If you just if you want to darken him, tan wise or whatever, you could he could go into the darker colour ethnicities.
Yeah.
And if you lighten him, he could do his Dominic Toretto Italian. So, yeah. I would like to see him with dreadlocks like they were talking about in the thing. That would have been funny.
I kind of felt like this film. I kind of felt sorry for the character because there's a bit when he's talking to this black guy at a audition.
And let's put it this way: for the advert, that guy was black. You know, that guy was dark.
Yeah, and then soon as he talks to that guy, and he sort of changes the way he talks to speak to him.
Yeah.
And then
and we're not talking about being urban or anything like that because that guy was in a suit. They were doing a beer commercial.
Yeah.
So I think he also and Vin Diesel was always walking around in his vest.
Yeah,
multicolored different vests, right? But and the last time when he was in a denim shirt, but like you say, it's more of a class thing.
Yeah,
that he adjusts his, I want to say attitude, but persona.
Yeah, you could tell he's when he goes to the interviews with people, he tries to be professional so he can get the roles. But then when he's with someone of say his same social status, whatever it is, he talks to him like he would talk to a friend.
Yeah.
And you're like, he's got to put on the different faces to fit into different situations. I get the name of the film.
And as you talk about the beer advert, they straight up were saying to him, you're not dark enough skin.
Yeah. We'll call you when we get roles for Mexicans. He's like, okay. Not Mexican, but great, thanks,
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I really... Because I've been wanting to watch this film for a while.
Yeah.
I just never got around to do it. And I watch it now, I was like, wow, man, this is deep on so many levels. And it's Vin Diesel. Who knew he could act like this? No
exactly. So as much as but what happened to this Vin Diesel? That's the thing. When he's young and hungry, he's like, I'll try this, I'll try that, I'll try to show off as much as I can because I want to try and be an actor.
Yeah.
But now he's an action star or movie star, and he's basically locked down to his stereotype. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
And he knows how to make his money, so fair dues to him.
Yeah. Gotta give it to him. I mean, you get to a point in your career, you're like, you know what? I could just coast now and make more money. So, I'm gonna do it, and good on him,
Yeah. I will say, I mean, look, okay, all of these short films haven't got a huge budget, right? No. But you don't really notice it, actually, funny enough. This is like a street-based drama, essentially.
It only costs $3,000 to make.
Yeah. So.
You don't think it?
No. I want but he does direct, and I'd like him to direct. It should be great, right? It would be great.
Yeah.
The final Fast and Furious film. He should direct that, I reckon. Like a cap up to his.
You find out Dom's real reasoning, and it's 20-minute monologues of why he is. That'd be amazing. I'm not gonna lie. I would watch that.
No, that's drama, though. When he goes to the action scenes, you're gonna go even more crazier than ever before.
Nah, Just let him do the drama bits, and then
well, that's what we really there from the beginning, and then it just turns to crazy nutty action. And I wonder how Vin Diesel can direct action.
Good point.
You know, I'm intrigued because so he did Strays. Have you seen Strays?
No, but I just saw. Okay, is that any good?
So what?
Is that any good?
No, I haven't seen it. We should probably watch it sometime.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and he directed the Los Banderillos.
Yeah.
It's like the prequel to Fast and Furious 4.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I've seen that.
Yeah. So, but he's never actually done action. So I'm intrigued to see how he would do that.
Same. I'm quite intrigued by this.
Okay. But yeah, no. Okay. This one I'm gonna put it right. If you want to see actual acting from Vin Diesel, you should watch this film.
Yeah, it might change your opinion on him.
Yeah, and especially at the end as well, when the lady at the cafe, she's ordering her food with another acting partner.
Yeah,
and then she's talking about how they just hire her for the bimbo roles or the blonde roles, but sometimes she's too blonde and too bimbo.
Yeah,
that they talk to the casting agency, and then she's ordering her bagel, and then like Vin Diesel's already sat down in the booth behind them, or in front of them, depending on which way you're facing, from the lady or from the man. Yeah. Anyways, and she asked the server, the waitress asked for what kind of coffee would you like? The blonde lady says, not too dark, not too light.
Yeah.
And Vin Diesel's there just like repeating her words in his mouth, like just silently, and then he's like, man, you know?
Yeah, that's basically what's happened to him this whole film. You're too dark, you're too light. Oh, okay, great. But then I thought of it was funny because the woman was moaning about that. And when you heard her like make her order, she sounded like a bit of a stuck-up person.
Exactly.
Oh, do you have?
I mean, it was one of them bits where usually at the end, they shove it in your face. But here is more of a little joke.
Yeah,
not wink. Yes, it is. Here is kind of blatant. But it's for a little bit of a laugh as well. Yeah.
And it can be taken really seriously as well. Like, it could be taken as, like, the point in the movie where he notices, like, that's my problem. People think I'm either too dark or too light. And he's come to the conclusion, like, oh, okay. That makes sense. But yeah. I enjoyed it. Really did. Yeah. Really did.
Again. All right, so let's move to Encounter at Boundless.
Yes.
So from your friend of a friend of a friend, right?
I think my friend's actually friends with the director.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or was it the editor?
Yeah. What did you think?
I really enjoyed it. Not gonna lie, I thought this was going to be like low budget looking.
Yeah.
But from the first like shot, you're like, wow, this is pretty well filmed, like the angles and stuff. I'm interested. What did you think at first?
So I like the film as well.
Yeah.
I mean, but there's small things, right?
Yeah.
Not about so when they had there was a shot of the trees and then the title came along.
Yeah.
But the trees, obviously, the trees being what they are, right? They're kind of dark-ish.
Yeah.
So some of the thinner fonts on the tile merged. I think they need like a white outline or something like that just to make it pop a bit more so it's readable. But that's a small thing. That's not. But yeah, I think the acting was pretty good. I thought the daughter did look like the mother.
Yeah, because I had to check to see, are these, even the brother look kind of alike. It's like, are they related? So I checked, like, they're not.
I mean, like, whoever they got randomly, honestly, cast, or if they just knew people and they were like, they were all actors, and they just happened to have people that look like other people that are like, okay, that'll do. Yeah. But good on them for casting people that kind of have a similar look.
Yeah, you can buy that they're probably related rather than, like, in the Fast and Furious movies. Sorry to bring this up. Like, Dom Toretto, his sister, and his new brother look nothing alike.
Yeah.
But neither here or there. So good on this film for making people look similar.
Yeah, I thought the acting was pretty well done.
Yeah.
I did like how it's a... I want to say a family that's not getting along, but they've got tension.
Yeah, there's baggage.
Yeah, exactly. And then through the short film, they kind of. I mean, it's only 20 minutes long, right?
Yeah,
23 minutes
23
long.
minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, including credits.
Yeah.
I like how so essentially the father has been outcast. Well, I wouldn't say outcast, but he's separated from the family for some reason. You don't find out till later.
Yeah.
And he's taking his kids. The mum drives the kids up, and the kids are going with the dad for a camping weekend. The daughter is disinterested. She's always on her phone.
Yeah.
Like the boy's like, "Oh, finally got time for dad. Yeah, let's go camping."
Yeah.
And essentially they drive
to a field.
Yeah, where signage. It's in the view of the camera, right?
Yeah.
But it's not going to be in the view of the direction they came, which was pretty neat as well.
Yeah.
Because obviously the rest of the film would have happened if they saw it.
Yeah, we're like, hey, let's turn around.
It's also dead up and dirty and by trees. So it's like someone else probably ran over it and placed it wall afterwards after they knocked it over.
Yeah.
Not saying that's what happened, but it's just like it could be one of those things where like, okay, that's probably why they didn't see it.
Yeah, it's easy to miss.
Yeah. And they nothing much happened. It's all drama set up at the first half of this.
Yeah.
It's like getting you to care about the characters,
and why they're in this situation.
Yeah, but not in the way that some films would do. Like they're all happy families and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Right? But this does it in kind of not the opposite direction. Just like there's enough bad feelings going on in some parts where you're like, I don't know if it was a good idea to go camping.
Yeah, when you're on these terms with your family, yeah.
Exactly. But then you kind of find out what the issues are. Like, the mum ran away with another lady.
Yeah, the mum left the dad for another lady. Because I think the dad must have done something. Because
the issue is it's ambiguous what the dad did, right?
Yeah, but he's done something.
But the way that the daughter was like, oh, mum went off with another lady and dad couldn't handle it. And then it's like 6 months until it took them 6 months to set up this camping trip. So I'm like, either he was heartbroken for that long, right? Or in my mind, I was trying to write the film as I was in my head while I was watching it, right? Which was wrong, which you shouldn't do.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, so that means for that 6 month time, did something happen to him to get to this point where now they're in the darkness camping, and that's why this is a horror film? Is the dad like
the murderer?
You know. Demon infested with something or something like that.
Yeah, I can see that.
But I was like, no, don't do that, right? Don't try and get ahead of the movie.
Yeah, because I took it as when he was talking to the son when they're fishing, he said I should have said sorry because I'm guessing he did something that led to his wife finding someone else. But again, we don't actually know.
Yeah, because all those situations where you're like, ooh, something shady with the dad.
Yeah.
Right?
Because even sorry?
No, you go on.
I was going to say, even when he's on the phone to his mum at the beginning, the father, she kind of hints to him doing something wrong towards her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's all like, okay, I don't want to say it's misleading the because that's not what it is. It's actually supposed to be just the bits to give you character background stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then they encounter they're sleeping they're camping at night, right?
Yeah.
And the dad's just kind of
had a few too many beers.
Well, yeah, but he's sitting out, kind of being a bit depressed outside. Yeah. And then you have the massive insectoid?
I think so. Insectoid, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's that.
Now I was like, okay. This effect actually looks really good.
Yeah, dude.
It doesn't look smooth, right, on its skin. It's got pores and ripples and stuff like that. So when the light hits it, it's like, oh, because it's just not a flat, smooth. They couldn't adjust it properly. You know what I mean? They put effort into making that special effect and more money, which is probably why they only had it appear once in that section.
Yeah.
Which is good. The thing I know, though, when it appeared, it had kind of misty stuff on the ground, mist, fog, or smoke, stuff like that, and it went past the trees and the alien, right?
Yeah,
and it was there to make it look like it was all interacting. but no smoke went past the guy, the dad.
Huh.
So I was like, I was like, something's odd. Right, I'm not sure what it is, right?
Yeah.
But I think I think it's probably green screen.
Yeah.
But there were actually two things that made me think, right? First of all, the smoke didn't interact with him. Fair enough, you could say it was coming from his fire and getting blown in front, but there's quite a lot of smoke to go.
Yeah.
And the other thing is that his denim shirt that he was wearing, when it showed him with the alien, the color got punched up a little bit.
Yeah.
And when it went back to look at him, it was a bit I don't know, a bit more washed out. Otherwise,
okay.
Well, no, yeah, it's minor things, but I was like something's off because they put effect in money in that effect.
Yeah.
Why does it look slightly off? But I think it's just because I was like because I had to watch it over and then watch it back, and I was like something. I got to find out why am I thinking there's something off key.
Yeah, I didn't even notice that. It's crap.
No, well, I it's one of those things. I guess if you, I mean, I didn't look out for it, right?
Yeah, you it's one of the things you spot. You kind of
and if you spot, you start trying to work out what happened.
Yeah. Oh, I totally get that.
Yeah. So but that wasn't like didn't take me out of it or anything. It just maybe just put a small little question mark. I was thinking, what is that? I'll have a check out that later. Let's see what the rest of it. Let's finish watching the rest of it. So then, he runs into the.
Before this bit.
Yeah.
Though, when he first interacted with the alien.
Yeah.
I thought that maybe he's dreaming all this.
Yeah.
Because when he's like waving, he puts his hand up and it puts up its.
Yeah.
Claw, whatever it is. I was like, okay, maybe this is like a drunken dream, and then he goes to the kids and then. Start shouting, thinking it's real, but it's not real. I thought it was going to go down that weird route, and I'm glad it didn't.
Well, he gets injured. The fans kind of like to the girl that's always on her social media, and then we're talking about 14-year-old, 13-year-old. I don't know how old this girl is.
14, 15, something like that.
Always on her phone because they make a joke. They'll make a joke about it, and she then says she learned how to do splints or first aid from the internet that that you all these hate so much, that you mum and dad hate so much. I mean, that you and mum hate so much when she's talking to the dad. So I was like, that's neat. And then they kind of, I want to say become more of a unit, but they're like, look, man, we gotta survive.
Yeah.
And it's not like a survival horror survival. It's just let's just keep away from the alien until morning.
Yeah.
Though it's not about them keeping away from it till the morning, though. It's not a massive section of the film.
No.
I mean, probably because they have the budget, the time, all the effects to do that. So
yeah.
But you just see the aftermath, which of the where the alien went and
wrecked everything.
Yeah. While they were away elsewhere, and I was like, oh, that's good to do because. You could have just got some people just throw all their cabbage bags and tents around and then filmed it. Save yourself some out of the box thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they drive off. They get stopped.
Yeah.
And this guy's asking them questions like the you think it's the Ranger Safari or whatever, right?
Yeah.
No, after they've gone. He's like, they've encountered. He calls on his walkie-talkie. Says, this family's encountered whatever it is. We got to do something about it.
Yeah.
Like, ooh, right. And I was like, okay, I wonder what's going to happen now. I was intrigued to see more actually. I know it's gonna be, it works by itself as a 20-minute short film. But also intriguing because you're like, now that you've got a bit attached to family, you're thinking they're going to get murdered by this shady company.
Yeah, it makes you wonder, like, what is next?
They could, and I was like, oh, that pesky kid.
Yeah, he's an idiot. But it's something a teenager would do. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. When you get questioned, and and then like your dad's injured, and someone's like not leaving you alone, you were like, this is what happened, man. Just leave us.
Just leave us.
Except that, of course, it is actually what happened.
Yeah. Like, this is awkward. But yeah, it was one thing I give back this film as well.
Yeah.
How the teenagers were. Like,
Yeah.
I sometimes find most teenagers in films really annoying because they are not realistic.
Yeah.
But how they interacted, to me, felt kind of real. It felt realistic. Like, okay, they're not trying to play up being annoying or being too good. They're just in the middle, like real teenagers.
Yeah. Well, like they I would say that the more modern day kids, more contemporary kids, and I was like, but they acted like kids, which is good. Yeah. And their age is ambiguous, so you kind of was like, well, they could have been like, what? The youngest could have been like, I want to say 8 and above, 7 even. 6
I would
even.
say older than 7. I'd say about like 10ish, if that.
Yeah. But the way they act, we don't know how.
Yeah.
Well, look, we don't know. We don't get their actual age.
No.
Yeah. So that's good. That's good. But they act like the kids they were meant to be, rather than, for example, like you're saying, if we put something like Smallville, Dawson's Creek, or anything like that with quote unquote teenagers.
Yeah. Where they act too adult-ish or too teenish. Yeah. It's just annoying. But yeah, it was a great film. Yeah. I liked it.
Yeah, like everyone did a good job for the roles they were given. Yeah. And they gave quite a lot of backstory for a short film that is not involving flashbacks or anything like that, you know? Very dialogue based. And they saved the big budget money shot for the nighttime, of course, so you can see. It's to hide the flaws in the CG if there were any, but I actually thought they looked pretty good.
Yeah, it looked pretty good.
I would have liked to have seen what it looked like in daytime, though that would have been behind the scenes thing, because otherwise it would have probably exposed what it matched with the environment.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see how they put it together, you know.
Yeah, same. I'm gonna have to reach out and ask him how he done that. Yeah.
But no, actually, it was a pretty good short film. I wouldn't like. It's supposed to be a horror film, right? I mean, it is kind of, but but it's not psychological horror-ish.
No.
Would you say it's more adventure horror? I don't know, because it was like.
I don't know. You know, I don't know if I'll call it.
No, but it does kind of fall in that category because it doesn't fall in any other category. But you could probably say it falls into thriller as well.
Yeah, I'll probably say more of that.
But then it doesn't really. Yeah, it's an awkward one because I suppose you have to put it in the horror genre or you put it in the thriller genre. It kind of is in the middle of those two somewhere.
Yeah. Horror genre mixed with a bit of family drama.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Yes. Kung Fury.
Kung Fury.
2015 film.
Oh, this film was amazing.
This film's nuts.
I can't believe this is the first time I've ever watched it.
30 minutes long, right? And it's just crazy. It's just crazy.
Literally, from the start, it's just makes no sense, but makes all the sense.
Let me get set the scene from the beginning. Cops pulling over these skaters, right? Skaters put the skateboard underneath the cop's car, like one of the wheels.
Yeah. It
kicks up the skateboard, and the cop's car goes flying in the sky, flipping around as well.
Yep, and exploding.
Exactly. But then this is supposed to be based in the 80s, over the top, campy, cheesy, hammy, everything in there.
Yes.
And even more. And it does its job damn well. You'd be very entertained by it.
It was. I've just done. Oh, okay. Let me get my composure with the film.
Let me just say, it doesn't make sense, but it doesn't need to make sense because that's how off the wall it is.
Yeah, especially like it starts with him fighting an arcade machine that comes to life.
Yes.
What sense is that? But it was awesome.
But what was smart was because they didn't have the special effects budget for it. They kept up like it was a VCR.
Yeah.
So they had the white, the what do you want to call it? The tracking.
The blip
screen sort of thing.
Yeah.
Where it cuts out. And so he's in the middle of the fight, and it cuts out to another part of the fight, and then cuts out to another part of the fight, and it's like, oh, okay. And then it cuts out to him defeating it. I was like, yes, nice, well done.
That was great. And then this is where you find out how he became Kung Fury, which makes no sense, but all the sense. So, him and his partner are chasing down a Kung Fu master, and they arrest him. And then Kung Fury turns to his partner and says, "You're like a father figure to me, Dragon." He goes, "Yeah, I know." And then all of a sudden, his partner's cut in half by the karate master who has his hands handcuffed. That makes no sense.
Yeah.
And then Kung Fury thinks he's about to die, but then he gets hit by lightning and bitten by a cobra. Mind you, this is in a alley in Miami. So I don't know how either of these things happened. Okay. So then he goes into a coma, and he sees all Kung Fu masters training, and then his blood gets infused with the Kung Fury, and then he wakes up, and the person he was fighting is running towards him, and then Kung Fury's able to stop him, and then the guy goes, "You're the Kung Fury," and then I don't understand this.
Yeah, it's nuts. It's nuts. And this is only the beginning.
And then he kills the guy by uppercutting him and doing all this other stuff to him, and then kicks him into a truck full of gasoline, which explodes and kills the guy. So Kung Fury picks up a piece of his burning clothes and uses it as a bandana to remind him of what happened. That's all I can say, really.
Yeah. And then we get introduced to his partner, Triceratops, right?
Yeah.
Which is Triceratops as a cop.
Yeah.
And you're like, all right. all right. It's not the nuttiest thing I've seen so far, so fair enough.
Yeah, this is probably the more plausible thing I've seen so far, so okay, cool. I'll buy it. Oh, Lord, this is the best. And then what happens after that? Something. Then his boss gets a phone call. Is it from Hitler, who's travelled to the future?
Yes, something like that. And then talk to him. As you do, straight up.
As you do.
And Hitler shoots into the phone.
Yeah.
The 80s massive brick phone.
Yeah.
And the bullets shoot out of the commissioner's phone in the police station.
Yeah.
And then Kung Fury has to shoot the phone, whose bullets also go through the other end. Right. Okay. Fair. It is what it is.
Yeah, it's amazing. And then this is when Kung Fury tells everyone about how Hitler is also a Kung Fu master who changed his name to at some point to Kung Fury. Führer. Okay.
Yeah.
And Hitler thought if he could find the DNA of a true Kung Fu Fury, he could take over the world. So Hitler was doing all these weird experiments.
Yeah.
Trying to replicate it, and it didn't work. So he decided to go to the future to get Kung Fury's DNA. Yeah. So then, if I'm correct, Kung Fury decides that he's going to go back in time to fight Hitler.
Something like that. Yes. Yes.
By going to speak to Hacker Man.
Yeah.
Who's a nerd who works for the police.
As you do, because it's the 80s, right?
Yeah. So he looks like he's got the big glasses, he's got the mullet hair. Yeah.
And he's got the leather jacket, and then he's got the 80s hacker special effect thing going on.
So then that guy makes Kung Fury a time machine of his own, which is a keyboard?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which he has to fly through this extra-dimensional time tunnel. So he does that, as you do, and he ends up landing in Viking times.
Yeah.
But he doesn't know that until... This bit is weird as well, but awesome. He lands in Viking times, but then he sees a dinosaur.
Yeah.
And then a woman comes to save him with a railgun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Riding a Triceratops. The riding a T-Rex, sorry. I was like, okay, what?
Yeah. No, a Velociraptor. Was it a Velociraptor?
Might have been a Velociraptor, though. Yeah.
Yeah. I did think it was big enough for a T-Rex. Maybe it was a small T-Rex. Maybe, we don't know how it is in them.
Oh, no, you're right. It's Velociraptor. And then after they ride off on a T-Rex.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, makes no sense. So then he goes to, where am I? She goes, I mean, we're in Viking times. He's like, oh, okay. Like, this is a normal everyday thing,
Yeah.
And then she tells him that he needs to go meet someone else. So, because she has a time machine, I think. And then he goes, how we getting there? And this is when they go on the T-Rex and ride off.
Yeah.
And then he explains to another Viking lady that he's a cop from the future who's gone back in time to fight Hitler. Telling her this, like, none of this would explode her mind, being a Viking at the time.
She just nods along like, yep.
Like, sure, I've heard this all before. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Happens to me every day. What are you talking about?
I was like, okay. And then she takes him to Thor, who is the best actor of all time in this film. This guy's amazing. Yeah. He just appears and he goes, I am Thor. Check out these pecs.
Yeah.
And they come through, he's like, sweet pecs, bro. He goes, yeah, I know. Like, okay. This is killing me. This film is amazing. And then Thor, because of, he got come through, he said that he's got sweet pecs, they become friends. And then he opens up a time tunnel for him to go to Germany in the future. Yeah.
Now, this entire middle section, by the way, is like, why was it here? But at the same time, there was a little bit of relevance to the end.
Yeah.
Because Thor makes a reappearance. But it's just like, huh.
Okay.
But then it's like the wacky nature of everything is like, well, it does not fit.
Yeah.
It's just like a massive break for some reason.
It's like a fever dream. And then before Kong Fury goes back to the future, he says to one of the Viking chicks, hey, I really want to get to know you, but I can't. So here's a phone. And it basically turns into an advert for a phone.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, what am I watching? And I'm saying this, I'm not mocking the film with me. I think this is amazing. It's just confusing. But in all the right reasons.
It's like one of them shameless ads that you would have at a time.
Yeah.
It's like, completely kind of fits.
Yeah, I was like, this is amazing. So then he goes through the tunnel, gets to the 1940s, but then there's this weird bit, which I didn't really understand because I was taking notes at the time, so I kept them missing the subtitles, what the two German dudes were talking about. But I think one was insulting the other's mustache.
Oh, yeah, which is another strange bit. But, and it's like, okay, basically, the bald guy had a black mustache, like a small barcode mustache, Hitler style, right?
Mm.
And then the blonde guy who had hair has a blonde mustache, but it looked really off-key.
Yeah.
And then it just didn't look good. It just blended with the skin too much.
So that's what the argument was about.
That's what I got from it, yeah. Because
that makes sense.
Yeah, and then the guy was like, "Oh, this is a great Aryan mustache," because he's not blonde, right?
Yeah.
And then the other guy, no, this is an Aryan mustache, even though he's not got a blonde mustache, whatever, right? And he insults the other guy's mustache, saying, "No, that's not good. You need to shave him." Then the other guy's basically saying, "No, don't. No, this is great." And the other guy's like, "You're gonna cry now? Ooh, boo, your mustache is crap." And then
crushes them with a tank.
He says a one-liner before he does it. What's it say?
What was it?
Thanks for the memories or something like that?
Thanks for the memory.
I don't know if that's the actual line, by the way.
It's something stupid like that. And like, what? Okay.
Yes.
cool.
But is of the era.
Yeah.
Of that it's meant to be in.
Yeah.
People would say these lines before they kill people.
It was amazing. And then Hitler, then he goes to Hitler's throne room where he's telling everyone how awesome he is and stuff.
Mm.
And then Kung Fury comes in and basically says he's going to kill everyone. And he technically does.
Yeah, true to his word, he does. He does like a video game scrolling fight.
Yeah. It's amazing. Oh, he says a one-liner here, I think, when he rips off someone's spine.
Oh no, this is at the end. This is at the end.
That's it.
At the end of the fight, he does some crazy stuff during the fight, right?
Yeah.
But then he says he once he gets, he says okay, so he rips out. Yeah, he then just basically does a Sub-Zero. No, is it a Scorpion? No, Sub-Zero.
Sub-Zero, yeah.
Rips the guy back out and he says, "It's beholding you back."
Yeah. I was like, what? And then he's about to fight Hitler. And then Hitler brings out his railgun.
Yeah.
Kills.
And the big massive eagle behind Hitler, the gold eagle that is the Nazi symbolic gesture, but not the actual symbol.
Yeah.
Becomes alive as well.
Yeah, so weird.
And flapping its wings while with the machine gun, like you're saying.
Yeah. And then Kung Fury, quote unquote, dies.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, his friends, like the two Viking chicks.
No.
4 comes first.
No, the 80s cartoon bit, right?
Yeah, that's during the same time.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, all these... Hacker Man sends his mech through space and time. Triceratops is there. So they start fighting what's left of Hitler's men. And then Hacker Man finds Kung Fury's body. And then this is where it goes to the weird animated bit.
Yeah.
Also...
Which does look like, though, of the 80s cartoons of the era. So I'm going to give it that.
And then he meets his spirit animal, the Cobra.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, dude, you're dead. And Kung Fury's like, I'm not dead. I'm arresting you for lying. He's like, but...
No. I'm arresting you for obstruction of justice.
Yeah, and he's like, okay, but dude, you're dead.
Wait, because I've got to go and kill Hitler.
Yeah.
So if you don't bring me back, if you say I'm dead and you're trying to stop me from bringing Hitler to justice, I'm arresting you.
Yeah, it's like...
for obstruction of justice. Like, alright, the logic tracks.
Yeah. The Cobra looked back confused. It's like, I get what you mean, but
yeah.
you are dead.
Yeah.
I can't do anything about that. So then he goes to fly kick him, and then he falls down a tunnel. And then this is where you find out that Hacker Man has hacked his bullet wounds to bring him back to life. Because, again, in this world, there's something you can do, I guess. But before that, I missed out one of the funniest bits.
Yeah.
When Kung Fury's friends are fighting all the Nazi hitmen, Triceratops just keeps shooting loads of them in the private regions. Because, you know, that's the shot he can do. He just keeps shooting people in their groins. And the T-Rex that came from the past as well was fighting the Iron Eagle. And then it turned into some weird petty little slap fight, which is hilarious. Oh, this film's the best. So yeah, back to Kung Fury wakes up. And then this is where he fights Hitler.
Yeah. Well
yeah,
sort of. I think Hitler flies away though. More to the point.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking, they're gonna. Oh yeah, okay. Sorry, no. He fights Hitler by giving the Johnny Cage split punch into Hitler's nuts.
Yeah.
And then
Hitler's like before, like, hey, we should be friends. You know, you're cool, I'm cool. I could do this, you could do that. And like, okay, that's weird.
Yeah.
And that's when he does the split punch. And I was like, this film.
Yeah. And then Hitler flies off with his robotic eagle, right?
Yeah. So then they all go back to the future. And then it sort of goes back to the beginning of the film.
Yeah.
Where Kung Fury gets the call about the crazy arcade machine.
Yeah.
And then he fights the arcade machine, but then he sees it has a Nazi flag on it.
Yeah.
He's like, I remember this.
Yeah.
And then I kind of got confused about what happened after that. Does he find Hitler again and fight him?
Well, so right, from what I got is like, so that was in the past, right?
Yeah.
And I think Hitler traveled to the future.
That sounds about right.
Because then that's how Hitler called him.
Yeah.
So, okay, what is it? It's one of those things where, wait a minute, when you look at it logically, Hitler must have been in the future to give them a call in the precinct, right?
Yeah.
So why does it go back in the past to kill Hitler?
Yeah.
But then it causes Hitler to come to the future.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, fine. You know, it's like one of them Terminator timelines where you cause an effect to make this happen.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. He was always meant to do this all along-ish.
I guess.
But then again, if you think about it, like, it doesn't make sense. Well, none of the films that make sense anyway, so it don't matter.
No.
But that's the thing with these action comedies. Don't need to.
No.
It's just for laughs. You know what? You throw away logic if the joke is good.
Yeah. Oh, I want the sequel. That's all I say. I want the sequel to happen.
Yeah, there is one coming out.
Yeah.
2022,
isn't it?
20?
Yeah.
22?
Yeah, and also Arnold Schwarzenegger and Michael Fassbender in it. So hey.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be interesting. Do you know there's a video game as well?
Who is it?
Yeah. Kung Fury Street Rage.
Oh wow, because I know Far Cry Dragon Blood is a small homage to this as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So. Yeah. I think. Yeah, very like all of these are entertaining. Worth time to watch, right?
Yeah. Big time.
Yeah.
Oh,
What would you say? I want to say the most surprising one's probably Vin Diesel's because he actually does act.
Yeah.
But not it's actually quite a quality short film. But it's just the most surprising thing is Vin Diesel's actually bothering.
Yeah, that's the thing about it. It's like if this came out now, I'd be like, wow, Vin Diesel could do this. Why has he never done this?
Yeah.
You know, because like some actors get that weird late in career thing where they want to do like super serious stuff. So, but Vin Diesel is the opposite way round.
Yeah.
He did super serious stuff and then he's gone into... Again, I love Vin Diesel, I love the Fast and Furious films, but in all those films, he seems like the person who's least trying.
Yeah.
Yeah. No knock on him, you know, I love him. But
that's okay. Now that's partially why I think when he got here's the funny thing, right? He has creative control of this film because he wrote and directed it, and he starred in it, right?
Yeah.
He could be outlandish as he wants, right?
Yeah.
But he chooses not to do it, just like very low key.
Yeah.
I don't want to say an audition piece, but you know, a screener or something like that, right?
Yeah.
To show what he can do.
Yeah.
And then later on, when you have creative control, all of a sudden, it's about how he's the most greatest man alive.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh yeah, but you know what? You know, you don't have to be the best at everything, and you don't have to be better than the next guy just because the next guy's in your film.
Yeah.
Come on, you are the star of your film. You're already the top guy. How much more top can you get?
What more do you need?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except, you know, except that he does, and I'm like, partially, I joke about it, but it's just like, Vinny boy, you gotta tone that down. I think.
But the thing is,
the Fast and Furious films though have reached a point where they just get more ludicrous as they go along. So if he stops it now,
it won't be the same, innit?
Yeah, exactly. So,
but like, that's the problem with him, and again, another person I love, but I still think he's the same role in every film. The Rock. They both are the same. It's like, in everything they're in, they can't be upstaged.
Oh wait, but The Rock has not I don't think Rock's done anything as ludicrous as any of the Vin Diesel films. And if you're gonna say Black Adam, well, Black Adam has superpowers.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about got that. Right, Fast and Furious films, the ones that he's in.
Yeah,
in Hobbs and Shaw alone, he does more ridiculous things.
Let me argue that The Rock has to be comparative in the Fast and Furious films to everyone else in this film. So you know, your power levels kind of adjust to how Vin Diesel's power levels are.
But in Hobbs and Shaw, he's the same. And like, I think I've said this before as well. That's why I prefer Batista as actor than The Rock, because Batista does everything.
Yeah.
You know, he's not afraid to look like an idiot in the film. You know what I mean?
We'll say though, as much as you've got your you liked Vin Diesel, right?
Yeah, I love him.
I also, for some reason, enjoy Statham, Jason Statham. I don't know why, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like, but he acknowledges though his own silliness, because there was a bit in I haven't seen Spy, but they used it in the trailer.
Yeah.
Where it was telling Melissa McCarthy how he was chasing a train, I think, while in a car that was on fire. While on fire, and he didn't mean the car was on fire; he was on fire. I'm like, all right, you know what? And then he does movies like Crank as well. I'm like, this guy, he knows how to use the screen persona to his advantage as well.
Yeah, he does.
Yes.
He does. I'll give Statham that to a certain extent, but yeah.
Okay. But yeah, no. Look. So in Countdown Band, this is 23 minutes. Multi-Facial was what?
20?
If even that.
Yeah, if even that.
And Kung Fury was half an hour. So
yeah,
all worth your. They're all fun. They're all short. Well, I don't think they're all fun, but they're all worth your time to watch.
Yeah. Watch them. They're great. You know, they're fun. One's very serious. Well, not very serious, but it has like a meaning behind it. One is a cool little thriller.
Yeah, it's really good tension.
Yeah.
Like when you get to the point where, and good build as well.
Yeah.
So
it's not ham-fisted or anything, so it's really cool. And then Kung Fury is if you took acid and had a nightmare.
Yeah. Okay, let me put it this way, right? So you know how the Joker is not insane, right? He's what they call the next level of sanity, which is super sane, right?
Yeah.
Kung Fury is on that level.
It is the best. I love it so much. So yeah, if you get a chance, watch these films and tell them we sent you. I don't know how you would do that, but just do it.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
So I'm the alien entity that taunted the family in a experimental site in the forest somewhere in England, Siwai-chung.
And I am the guy who wants to be taken seriously, like actors like Sidney Poitier and Marlon Brando and Al Pacino, Kyle Charles. Why did he compare himself to those guys?
And here we are signing off. Thanks for taking a trip around the multiverse with us.
Yes, and support small short films, you know. They bring the
you know what? Maybe we'll find some other So because these are, I wouldn't say professionally done, but professionally not done enough that there's even if there's budget behind it, there's some sort of budget. It's not like those fan films that have no budget behind them. Maybe we should have a look at some of them.
Yes, we should. I should get off my high horse and give them a chance. If I'm honest.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, some of these can be really bad. That's the awkward thing. I've seen many. You know what? But I have seen some fan films that are better quality than actual produced films, and you're like, yeah, right.
Yeah, no, I'll give you that. That's true. I've seen some. Yeah. But then I've seen some that are the opposite that make me sad. So yeah, we'll try.
All right.
So yeah.
So
thanks.
Till the next time, guys.
Yep. Avita sends. Bye.
Bye.
That was a reference.